Hello, collective. I want to talk about something. I want to talk about something that I've been wanting to talk about for a long time now. And eventually, I want to go into like complete detail and post like a longer version of this video on my YouTube channel. And if you haven't already, please go to Terra Flow on YouTube, like, share, subscribe, follow me, do all of the things, look at my videos, give me some more views. Okay. However, there is something that I want to talk about around this systemic oppression around like divine feminines being demonized. And this is in terms of like our pain, our trauma, our abuse, right? Society tries to gaslight us into thinking that those abusive experiences and the trauma that you had to experience at a particular time in your life is your fault or you're a part of the problem. And then when a woman lashes out and she speaks her truth, it's like people are looking and pointing the finger at you like, oh, well, that's why that happened to you because you're the problem. You attracted certain people like that into your life to treat you that way, right? And it's like now that the divine feminine is awakening and we're channeling all this anger and all this pain and aggression, using that chaos to transmute it and actually create abundance for ourselves, we're being demonized for it. Like, especially for me, for example, like, I've been passive aggressive for a really long time, and I always had problems with my anger because I used to suppress my emotion. So anytime I lashed out, it was like I was a ticking time bomb, and then I completely like it exploded, imploded, all of the things, right? And even more so now in at my age now, I'm 41, and the times that I notice where I'm lashing out, I'm crashing out, or I'm screaming and speaking up, and even sometimes when it comes to my son, right? Because sometimes he can get really out of hand, and whether it's his behavior, how he's talking to me, or certain things that he does, there are times when I lash out and then I become like shameful or guilty, but like my guys are telling me not to because like that's my shadow making me speak up. So, like, due to my trauma, due to my abuse, due to certain people taking advantage of me and or just physically abusing me, right? I ruined my safety within my nervous system. Like, it totally crashed to the point that I just like I was completely quiet. I never wanted to bring confrontation to myself and to others. Like, I just totally shied away from like any type of uncomfortable or awkward conversation in or scenarios, right? And so now in my adult life, I'm like, lashing out more as I'm uncovering more pain, more trauma, more hurt, and I'm coming to a better understanding of it. And it's not that I'm crazy or I'm losing it, but it's a need for me to speak up because my entire life I never could. Even as a child, like my expression was not safe. I grew up on survival, not safety. So I never had a parent tell me, I love you, I'm proud of you. No, it's okay for you to feel that way. And I'm doing that with my son, like letting him understand that, like, yes, you have big feelings. Yes, you have these certain type of emotions, and it's okay. Let's sit and talk about it. Let's rearrange. Let's like, dissect it and really get to the root cause of it, right? And and I feel like that is a big thing in society right now when it comes to women becoming authentic. You know what I mean? For so many of us who have been traumatized, been abused, or just been in toxic, chaotic situations our entire life, we have been shut the fuck down. People have told us to sit down, be quiet. Nobody cares about your emotions. Nobody cares about your pain. Nobody cares about your hurt. And then as soon as we start expressing that pain or expressing that anger, it's like we're being marginalized for it. Like um we're being looked at as the bad person. Like we're supposed to be submissive and turn the other cheek and let other people continue to treat us that way. You know what I mean? And especially if you've been in a space where like you've been healing and uncovering parts about yourself, when you're doing the shadow work and when you're actually focusing on the yucky parts of yourself that like you suppressed and never wanted to face, you start to have a better understanding as to why you and came into certain patterns and behaviors as an adult, because a lot of that stems from your fear of safety, your fear of, I can't say this, someone's gonna tell me I'm bad or make me go stand in the corner, I'm gonna get my ass whooped over it. You know what I mean? And so now that we are healing and coming into these new spaces, now it's like a lot of women are being deemed a threat because our anger or our pain is something that we shouldn't share with the world. You know what I mean? And this is another message to the divine feminines for you to understand what chaos can do for you. Okay, I'm not telling you to go out and be toxic and like bring ill will onto the world and hurt people. I'm saying your chaos can help you manifest greatness. Your chaos can help you heal yourself. Your chaos can help you, um, you know, uh, manifest abundance, manifest whatever it is that you want into your life. Chaos magic is one of the most powerful forms of magic, and it's not you doing anything evil or negative, having negative intentions towards someone, but you're actually using that energy, that fire energy, that fierce passion, and you're using it to spark something that can be long lasting and permanent for the future, right? And so a lot of us women now in these new spaces that we're like channeling that rage, we're channeling that anger. Allow yourself to create something out of that chaos. Allow yourself to think of like, a message, a download recently came up for me from my guides recently, and they told me the amount of energy and effort that you put into being upset and or angry, you need to use that energy and use that towards something that you want to bring in for yourself, an outcome, a manifestation, something that you desire. And it makes a lot of sense because so many of us, due to our trauma and our pain, we sit in sulking, we sit in our emotions, and we sit in rehearsing those same things over and over again. And we manifest those same scenarios to happen over and over again. We get caught in this karmic loop because we are traumatizing ourselves by reliving it over and over again every single day, right? And my guides told me, like, as much as you sit in that chaotic energy and thinking about something negative, use that chaotic energy and put it towards something constructive, something productive, something you can create for yourself for the future, right? And so this is just a message for the divine feminines. It's okay for you to be full of rage. It's okay for you to be angry. It's okay for you to fucking feel your pain. Okay? It's okay for you to want to lash out on people because you are not in a space where you are comfortable with tolerating and accepting people watering you the fuck down. Okay? Realize and remember who the fuck you are. And it's okay to speak up. That is what is making you authentic. That Hecate energy, that Kali Ma energy, that Tiamat energy, that Lilith energy is making you channel that into empowerment. It's making you become the person that you always wanted to be. You are integrating your shadow to become the best version of yourself. And what a lot of people don't know is when you do the shadow work and you enter that shadow realm, you are uncovering parts of your shadow self that you could have utilized your entire life to help get you things, or to help you express yourself, or to help you stand up for yourself and speak on integrity and bring divine justice and order into certain situations of your life. Okay? You are not demonic. You are not, you are not a negative being in this matrix, in this world. It's okay for you to have big feelings, just like my son, just like a child, right? And for some of us as adult women, we are channeling that raw emotion that we were never allowed to express as children. So love up on yourself, hug your inner child, and be that raw essence of a parent that you always needed in your life. Bye.